Hi everybody, this is Jayant. I hope you guys are having a good Dasara and the weekend's going to come up and I hope you'll enjoy the Navratri and the Dasara. A few hours ago, I had a query from one of the Toehold patrons called Akash and his wife Sanya. They asked me a question which was not a usual question. They asked me, they have to upload a DNG file, which is a digital negative, and their contest required them to upload a DNG file which is below 40 megabytes. And they were asking me, how do we do that and how do we make a DNG file within a particular file size, because our raw file is much more than a 40 megabytes because we might be using a higher megapixel camera. Initially it seemed like a requirement which was misinterpreted, and I checked with them if they really need that, why do they need that. I was trying to understand the use case. That is why I learn a lot when I interact with photography enthusiasts. It so happens that they have an office contest and Sanya has to upload a raw file which is supposed to be a DNG file, and it has to be within a particular file size. So let's dive into my desktop right now or my laptop right now, MacBook right now. If you see, there are two raw files. In fact, let's look at this raw file. I'm just going to increase the size of the thumbnail. It's actually a picture of me in the studio. I'm holding a Sony 600mm FE on a Sony A9 II, and we are shooting a portrait of mine for let's say Sony's promotional purposes. And even though this is a Sony shoot that I am using a Sony camera, it's been shot by a colleague of mine who is a Nikon user. Doesn't matter. The Nikon camera is a D850 Nikon, and he shot this picture of mine because I had the Sony camera with me for the shoot. Now, if you notice, this is a raw file which is 8256 by 5504. If you just do the product of the two numbers, 8256 by 5504, it's 45 megapixels, which is why we can say it's either shot on a Nikon Z7, which is a 45 megapixel camera, or shot on the Nikon D850, which is also a 45 megapixel camera. Now, I want you guys to understand what's the file size of this raw file. So let's go to Finder and go to the raw file size. It's the same file name, DSC0052. Lightroom has pointed me to this raw file. I'm just going to right click on this and get info, and we can see that this is a 54 megabyte raw file, 54.5 MB raw file. So let's just make sure we understand. We are supposed to create a raw file which is a DNG file, and it should be within a particular megabyte or the disk size, which is the requirement in this case. Now it started making sense to me of why they want a raw file within a particular size, and especially a DNG file. So usually what we do is, by the way, if you notice, the background color has been modified here. This is digitally altered because I used a green screen for the shoot. I could change the background. In fact, in the next shot, I have a yellow screen. That's another learning for another day, but for this learning, let's stick to what we're talking about. Let's say we open this raw file and we go to the export. And if we go to export, we usually select a JPEG or a TIFF for an export. And in this case, let's say we have selected JPEG, and I'm sure you guys know about the color profiles, Adobe RGB and sRGB. I'm not going to resize this image. If I export it as a JPEG, it is going to export it into a resolution which is 1:1, which means if I'm using a 45 megapixel camera, it will export it to 8256 by 5000 something, which is the 1:1, or the actual size of the camera's sensor or the megapixels. Now, what is the requirement here? We need to export it as a DNG file. So if you go down into the exports file settings, I can select a DNG file. When I select the DNG file and export this raw file, let's say I want to export it into the desktop, and I say open, it is now exporting this file. In a few seconds it will be done. Let's go to my desktop and see what has happened. It's created a new raw file here, and the raw file's file size is still 50 megabytes. If you noticed, 55 megabytes was the raw file size of the Nikon's NEF. DNG has reduced it by about 5 megabytes, let's say about approximately 10% of reduction in file size. But what's Akash and Sanya's requirement? They want their raw file to be of a specific limit, which is below 40 megabytes. Now, there's only one way to do that. Since the raw file cannot change the quality of the raw file, it can simply change the size of the raw file. So let's go back into Lightroom and see how we can export this image as a raw file and reduce the megabytes of it on the computer. So I'll go back to my photograph, I'll go to the export. Here, I am still exporting it as a .dng file. I'll go down, and most importantly guys, I want you to notice use lossy compression checkbox. Now what happens is, if you notice, if you simply export it as a DNG file or any other raw file for that matter, you cannot resize an image because a raw is a raw and it cannot allow you to change the size of an image. So unless you click on use lossy compression, it enables this particular area, which is resize. Now the moment you check on resize, you can select the amount of pixels you want to give to your raw file so that you start making a chota raw file or a smaller raw file than what was there originally. In this case, I am selecting megapixels. Instead of 45, I can say I need only 20 megapixels, and then go ahead and export this and see what happens to my raw file. Open this here, and there's a file already there. I'll say use a unique name because I don't want to overwrite the previous one. When I overwrite, it'll change the old one to a new one, but when I say use a unique name, it's created two raw files now. In fact, if you notice, the first one is 52, the second one is 52-2, which is the second one. Let's go and investigate and find out what's the story of this raw file's megabytes. If you see the second raw file, even though it is a 20 megapixel raw file, its file size is not 54.5 like the NEF. It's not even 50 like the DNG full size. It's now 6.8 megabytes, which is actually a smaller raw file, which is not even 8000 by 5000. If you see the dimensions here, it is 5477 by 3651. If you take a calculator and do the product of these two numbers, it's going to end up being 20 megapixels, because 5 3s are 15, 4 3s are 12. You add up these numbers, multiply them, it'll become 20 megapixels. So what have we achieved now? We have achieved a smaller sized raw file of the same photograph. The advantages of the smaller size raw file is you can allow the person to process this the way you want. All the features of the raw is still present, but you protect the real size of the image by not giving away a 45 megapixel raw file. Somebody who just has to learn how to process and compete by using your image, you can give them a small raw file. It could even be 1000 pixel raw file. The fact is, you can edit this and make sense of it. Now, what's another use case that opens up for this? Now, let's say you want an image processing professional to work on your raw file and edit your raw files and give them to you. So what we could do is imagine a use case where you produce smaller versions of your raw files and give it to your image processing guy, and instead of a 45 megapixel raw file, give him a 5 megapixel raw file. All he has to do is work on the image, and sorry, there was a low battery signal, I just had to mute it. So let him work on the image, and he's going to produce a lovely image after post-processing it. Now what you do, take that raw file, which is just a smaller megabytes. Now you can email a 6 megabyte image versus a 55. Take that raw file, get it to Lightroom. Then what you could do is, let's say I want to copy the processing from one image to another. Let's say you want the image to be yellow. He has processed it like yellow and you have done it like green, and you want to copy all the processing that he has done on a chota raw file onto your larger raw file. All you need to do is right click and say develop settings, copy settings, and it copies all the settings. It'll give you all the parameters that you should copy, and you copy everything that you need. Come to this file and right click, go to develop settings and simply paste settings, and this raw file will get all the data that was modified by him on that smaller raw file. So what's that we are achieving here? We're not sharing our high-sized raw file with an image editor. 2, we are taking advantage of everything that he knows how to process, copying all the edits, applying it to our bigger raw file size. That's an amazing lesson to learn. And what I have learned, even though I know Lightroom very well, is a new use case that people can have, which is why even though you're an instructor, you will never stop learning. I hope it was a good lesson. Good luck and happy Dasara again, guys. Take care.